Today's workout is also still on the lower body, but now we're going to get to everybody's favorite, the most common one, the most popular one, squats. Everybody talking about squats. Everybody trying to get that beautiful derriere. Everybody wants it to pop and really bang, you know? So that's what I'm going to help you with right now. We're going to work on your squats, and we're going to work on your squat technique. So you have to pay perfect attention to what my feet are doing, how my legs are being placed, what my back is doing, and how to get the perfect kind of engagement or activation of the specific muscle groups you are trying to hit. Take a look. Remember this, everything matters.
A very good morning and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
Good to know this is the 362nd day of the year 2020. 3 more days to go and sporting actions rounding up gradually. I am Daniel Obasi.
All right, quickly starting with the local scene where head coach of the Flying Eagles, talking about Ladan Boso, has said that the team will resume the final phase of camping for the forthcoming Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations on the 7th of January. He also revealed that their preparations for the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations will be in Spain or Morocco. Ladan Boso said the camp will resume on the 7th January and the training tour will either be in Morocco or Spain.
I think when you look at the Under-20, you would agree with me that they've been able to get 1 or 2 things around. A lot of people feel they are in very good shape. They started preparations on time. They've had over 7 friendly games, winning all except Nasarawa United. So I think for me, they are in good shape. Record 7 times. They want to go get it the 8th time. But the fact is they are in a very dicey group, Group A, where we have the host Egypt as well as Senegal and not forgetting Mozambique. But like you always say, it's A-grade football, and the Super Eagles, the Nigerian side always know how to overcome. And hopefully they can overcome when it comes to the Under-20 African Cup of Nations set to go down in Egypt come February 2023.
All right, leaving that one and moving into NPFL, where the drama preceding the 2023 National Nigerian Professional Football League, talking about the NPFL, continues to unfold with arguments, and of course the latest being the stakeholders airing divergent views over the format of the incoming season. After a meeting with the club's representative last Wednesday, the IMC, that's the Interim Management Committee of the NPFL led by Benga, had proposed an abridged version of the league. Former chairman of Nigerian Premier League, Romisin Baributi, tagged the move by the club owners as mischievous.
I think in this part of the world, we are not ready to grow. We are in terms of football, we are not ready, because if after 6 months, the last league ended, talking about 2021-2022 season ended, we are still talking about a bridge version and all of that. I think, yes, you would go with the fact that they do not have time. They have to meet up with the May deadline and then send in representative to CAF so that definitely we can see representatives. The league must go, and NFF have given the IMC a mandate that this league must go on, and definitely the draws are set to go down today in Abuja. Hopefully, let's see, even though we know some of these club owners might boycott the draws today.
All right then, contrary to the report going around the media about the indomitable Lions of Cameroon boycotting the 2023 Championship of African Nations, that's CHAN, the chairman of the local organizing committee, LOC, Millard Hadefi, has confirmed that the former African champion will be present. The news filtered in a few days ago that Cameroon is considering the withdrawal from the competition due to the security threats. But 17 delegations, in addition to Algeria, sent their emissaries to visit the place of accommodation as well as the sites of training and official meetings before sending the enlarged list of their players and defense staff, he said during a press conference.
First of all, there is no smoke without fire. And yes, we know they are coming out to deny it, but you and I know the tension would have happened during the 2022 ahead of the World Cup that just ended. We saw Cameroon defeated Algeria, and then Algeria they felt there was some misconduct in terms of the match officials and all of that they were manipulated and all of that. But back to what is happening, I think what Cameroon just probably did was just to tell the world, okay, fine, we are having security issues, so look at us, so look at the players, we want to see that our players are safe. And then that is just, and I think they've achieved that. And Algeria has told them that these players will be fine amidst all of the controversies between both countries. But they are saying these players will be fine. But I feel there is no smoke without fire. They just put it out there just so that they can keep their players very, very safe.
Whatever it is, football unites one another, and I don't feel like they will do anything deadly to any player or any country. Moreover, this is CHAN. This is not even the main, you understand. So, talking about Morocco, yes, Morocco has threatened to pull out of also this Championship of African Nations, CHAN, if Algeria also failed to North African country is yet to concede to Moroccan on Tuesday. Of course, Algeria refused to allow direct flight from Rabat to Algiers. Then the Atlas Lions will have to pull out of the competition. Still another controversy with Morocco and Algeria.
It's all about pulling out. Everyone wants to pull out. I think the Algeria as the host is just a lot of tension between. And this one is political this time around because of the both countries. Not football this time around. With Cameroon, it was with football. Now it's political. But I think they probably might just let this one pass at the end of the day because this is football. They are coming, like you said earlier, football unites. And this is just a way of still saying that irrespective of our differences as a nation, both countries' political differences, we can still use football and send a strong message to those in charge and say, yes, we can be united with the same voice. All right, and now away from that one, talking about African football and everything on the local continent. Let's take a bus walk to talking about tennis and starting off with Novak Djokovic, where next year Australian Open we would see Novak Djokovic set to return. This year he did not, he was not part of the Australian Open, but this time around
country, and I think they put him in his place and he has learned his lesson. So welcome back Djokovic as he returns to the Australia.
Right, yeah. I would like to welcome back to Novak Djokovic. Now let's take a bus walk away from tennis now to football, where yesterday we saw an amazing line of actions starting off with Chelsea defeating, talking about Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge 2-0, ending their 5 games of not winning any game. And then we also saw that man talking about Rhys James coming back, but he also limped off, which is a concern for Chelsea. And then Manchester United also defeated, talking about this side, Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Now the table is looking so dicey. Arsenal, on the other hand, back to winning ways. Winning continue, not back to winning ways. What do you make about the league as it returns?
I think each of the teams should just take the league one after the other, each match a day, and until they're able to understand their feet. If there's any player that is fatigued or anything, just one game at a time, and that's what is happening. Chelsea won yesterday, Manchester United won, Arsenal on the other hand won also. Manchester City is yet to play today. So I mean, the top 5 we used to know might be able to still continue their winning ways.
Okay, now let's talk about the league in general. Arsenal, since August, they've been on top of the EPL and they have refused. A lot of people said before Christmas they were going to drop, and even after Christmas they were still going to drop. Now let's talk about Arsenal. What have they done differently this time around? For 18 years, the last time they won the English Premier League was in 2004, and 18 years on, nothing has happened. Now, do you see them getting this thing, this time around? And if so, what are they doing differently this time?
I think first of all, I must commend the coach. He learnt under a very good one. Talking about Pep, Arteta learnt under Pep. Patience, that was it. He took the lessons he wanted to learn from Pep Guardiola, which he did. Then secondly, it's more of the mentality, the mind over the matter. Yeah. They are removing the fact that this is the Premier League and they are seeing it as a match.
Okay.
And if you notice, the players he has gathered, they are young players. They are players that listen to instruction. He made it in a way that he had to remove every player that felt they were above the team. Okay. The last was Aubameyang, and after the Aubameyang, there was no other person that he would be able to say sit, and they would tell him why. So every player there are in sync.
Okay.
They understand that Mikel Arteta, good or bad, however the match goes, take the blame and play better. And if you notice, the average players of every Arsenal player there should not be up to 28. Okay. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel, the 3 Gabriel is there, although one is injured. So I think they are taking it one after the other, and they are seeing this game mentally more than the matter, more than the game, more than Premier League. And so it might just be what will give them the league this time.
All right, talking about Memo Cynthia saying that Arsenal might just get the league after 18 good years they have waited. And also we saw in their last game Arsene Wenger actually coming back to the Emirates for the first time since he left the club a very long time.
I mean, it's back to winning ways. He's showing his face. Yeah.
All right, now before we go, Leeds United, Manchester City, Erling Braut Haaland will be going back for the first time professionally to a place where he was born and where his father was playing for Leeds before they left and all of that. What do you make of this tonight? Leeds versus Manchester City.
There's nothing to make of there. I think he will do very well this time. Leeds, Manchester City, it's on the tactics that Pep Guardiola will pen out. That's what he will play to.
Okay, the French League One also resumes today, and PSG by 9 p.m. will be up against Strasbourg. No Lionel Messi, the Argentine and the World Cup winner. He would be back next week, and hopefully he continues with a wonderful form, even as he pens out a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain. This is the much we can take on the show this morning. Join us some of the time where we bring to you the latest when it comes to the ever-busy world of sport, and even as we see the year come to an end. Until then, I am Daniel Obasi.
And I am Memo Cynthia Asoya. Thank you for watching.